So this video covers our trip home from Moree, which is here, and we went across to Glen Innes, then across the range into Grafton, and then out to Yamba to visit my daughter and grandchildren and Matthew. And then we travelled back home down the Pacific Highway to Port Macquarie. And we did the trip from Moree to Yamba to Port Macquarie in one day. So for us that was a big day. We left Moree at 7 a.m. and arrived in Port Macquarie at 8 p.m. and that was after spending about 3 hours in Yamba. So here we go. Well, we've booked ourselves into the Guida Caravan Park Thermal Pools Caravan Park. So they've got 5 different pools, and fortunately we're pretty close to the pools, and yeah, they got each pool's a different temperature, so it's pretty cool. Well, it's pretty warm, and yeah, they're very busy, Moree, over the Easter period. So luckily we booked in and were able to stay, and yeah, close to the amenities. Not a bad spot, and the people we've run into, they've basically, most of them come up here for the Easter weekend. A lot of them from the coast, down Sydney. A couple next to us are from Gloucester, and yeah, so we're catching up with nieces and nephews. So that's Miranda and Bruce's children and their grandkids. So we're meeting them for lunch and dinner and all sorts of little events over the weekend. And in between we're going for a swim. So we're heading off for lunch very shortly. So we'll catch you later. So this is Easter Sunday lunch in the Asif household, and everybody's eating such delicious steaks
and salads.
And salads. Funny man with that doll shirt again, video and pics.
Well, we made a call in to see Australia Stonehenge. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there's these rocks standing up in the ground. Quite a few of them. It's amazing. They have a Celtic festival here every year. This is Glen Innes, just on the hill overlooking Glen Innes. Solar noon shadow marked out on the ground. I'll just show you. Perpendicular point. November, October, spring equinox, April, July, true south. So these stones were planted in 1992.
Where's the sword?
The Glen Innes region was settled by a lot of Celts.
Very good. We have to buy buns.
Well, we've made a pit stop in at Yamba
Yes.
to visit Ashley and Matthew and the kids,
Grandkids.
and to see Oliver on his 2nd birthday. So we'll see if we can see if I think they're home.
Yeah, how's it?
Oh, what? What's this Tracey business?
Far and Tracey.
Far and Tracey.
Hello.
Hello.
How are
Hello.
Ollie's asleep.
Oh, is he?
Sleepyhead.
Oh.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Oliver. Happy birthday to you. Hooray! Hooray! Hooray!
Hey,
Can you blow it?
can you blow? I probably just spit all over it,
You
but
probably will. Blow? You blow? You blow the candle? Can you get it?
I want to grab it. Well, we've made it home to Port Macquarie, and now we've got a little bit of maintenance to do, servicing on the cars and the caravan, and then we head off again. So the car handled it quite well. A little bit of dirt, mud stuck underneath the guards. Caravan went brilliantly. Need to tighten up the stone stomper. Needs a bit of a wash. And I think it's a bit dirty underneath. Unfortunately, they're forecasting storms for the rest of this week, so not sure when I'm going to be able to give it a wash. Well, it's been a very busy couple of days since we've been home. I've just got the cross track back from the service agent that did the bearings and the greasing up and repaired a few things. We also got the Navara back yesterday afternoon from the Nissan dealer. They found the a leaking oil seal in the rear wheel, right wheel, and had to get new brake shoes put on it, as well as the full 100,000 k service for the old girl. And we told them where we've been and on some rough roads, and they did a full underbody check, and she came up with flying colours, and they also washed it for us, got all the bugs off. Look at that, that's amazing. Done a good job. So we're just about all set, except I did one thing. I'm in the middle of putting a new head unit in. So I pulled the old head unit out, and I've put in this EC off-road, I think it is, unit. Now the only problem I'm having is the reversing camera on the truck doesn't work, so I need to track some cabling down for that. Other than that, it's a really good unit. The audio is really good as well. Just started to download some apps, and I'll get back to it later. It's afternoon tea time at the moment. I finished the installation of the 10-inch head unit, for want of a better of a name, and yeah, it's EC Off-Road was the supplier, and they gave the wiring harnesses. So silly me, the reversing camera works fine. I just forgot to plug another plug together, which was behind there. So yeah, I've loaded a couple of apps that I want to use, like Google Maps, Amazon Music, and I use the Ampol app, and there's lots of apps it comes with, and you can download it from the Google store, whatever you want. YouTube, and you got multiple screens. You can launch radios or music, link it to your phone, whatever. Awesome. So Bruce, I noticed your caravan's not in the driveway.
yeah, after 10,000 kilometres, I knew it was due for a service. So it's at Watson's at the moment. So it was pre-booked about 10 weeks ago, or no, about 7 weeks ago when we first left. I knew when we were getting back, so I was in there having a service, and I have left it there for 3 or 4 days. knowing that we had visitors,
Oh,
and there's more room
Yeah, for the cars.
for the cars
And that's over the Anzac weekend.
over
isn't
the
it?
Anzac weekend.
Yeah, so
it frees up the
hopefully-
driveway.
So hopefully you'll get it back Tuesday.
Tuesday, they promised it Tuesday. There are a few minor issues with it, and they're not sure if they can get everything done, like the projector system and that the problem with the shower recess
Right.
done. But at least they're aware of it.
So that was the door that popped off.
The
wasn't
door
it?
that popped off.
So this is a Jayco All-Terrain,
Jayco All-Terrain.
which you picked up in
It was October or November of last year.
2021.
Yeah, so this is the biggest trip we had. The previous trip was cut short. We were supposed to be away for 6 weeks, but because of my eye, we were away for 3 days. So, yeah, this is the biggest trip.
Yeah. So you're having your eye check-up on Tuesday?
Eye check up on Tuesday. Yeah.
And
So
you've had the car service as well?
the car went in the same day as the caravan,
Right.
and yeah, both went extremely well. No mechanical problems with the car.
So that's a Ford Ranger.
Ford Ranger. Yeah,
Now
the
you put
3.2.
a cooler on it.
The transmission cooler. Yeah, after all the research I did, it was recommended by towing, from when you're towing,
Yeah.
to put a transmission cooler on it because they are renowned to what they call going to limp mode. So they struggle
If they overheat.
if they overheat. But yeah, it went flawlessly.
And we did some pretty big climbs, didn't we?
Some big climbs and dusty roads as well. So I got them to replace all the filters, even though they didn't need replacing. Fuel filter, air cleaner, pollen filter, and I got the steam clean the motor. And just a normal 42,000 kilometre service.
I haven't lifted my bonnet since I got mine back because I don't know whether they did the engine or not, as in cleaned it. They
Yeah.
cleaned the outside of mine. There's no bugs on it anymore. All the bugs are gone.
Well, I took mine when we got to Moree.
Yeah.
I initially took mine to Moree, very similar car wash to Sejuna, where we took both cars after that mud fun in the mud.
Yeah.
So that got rid of most of it.
Right.
And I gave the van a really good wash at Moree, and I also gave it a wash when we got back under it,
Yeah.
just to rinse the bore water off.
And
Gave it
to get a bit of the mud up underneath. Or
Yeah, I actually put a hose underneath, a sprinkler underneath it, and just drag it through. So it's
All right.
nice and clean.
So we hopefully I repacked the back of my car today between the showers, and I also wiped all the dust on the inside of the car.
Oh yeah, that's incredible, isn't
It was
it?
dust. Everything was covered in this.
I
brown
got
dust.
a damp cloth when we got home,
Yeah.
and then I got some because our seats are leather.
Yeah.
I got some leather guard and put on the seats.
Right.
And
I'm thinking of actually putting some Armour All or something on the vinyl.
Yeah, Armour All gets a bit sticky.
Does it?
If you go for a more expensive like this Bowden's that I use, I'll show it to you.
Okay.
That's actually, even though yours is not leather,
Yeah.
it's supposed to protect it a bit more.
It's a vinyl.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a leather conditioner and a leather protectant. I've got two of them,
Okay.
which I use.
So our next video hopefully will be somewhere on the road heading north.
Well, all being well, yeah.
Yep.
Just, a lot depends on what happens to me on Tuesday, but hopefully everything will be okay.
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys.
See you later.
Well, sorry to disappoint you, but we've got a few more things to say. We just thought we'd update you on, or let you know on how much our travels have cost us.
So far.
And so this is phase 1 of our 2022 holiday, which was for just over 8.5 weeks. 8.5 weeks, and we spent $9,148 in total, which averages out to $1,085 per week.
Which was really good because that included fuel, and it's sometimes there the fuel was like $2.40 a litre.
Yeah, that was
So-
at Tea Tree, which is just north of Alice Springs.
But overall the fuel was expensive, like it was, a lot of places it was over $2.
Yeah, most places it was over $2.
That's right.
Yeah, it was,
So overall we did, 11,550 kilometres?
yep.
Yep.
And used 1,658 litres of diesel, which cost $3,419. And that gave us an average over the whole holiday of 13.84 litres per 100 kilometres, towing a little cost track in the Navara, which I'm quite pleased with.
Yep, which was really good.
Yeah, so I was able to get 868 kilometres out of a fuel tank because I've got a ARB long range fuel tank, which makes it really great. You don't have to worry about fuel because I'm just roughly work on 800 kilometres.
Yeah.
And as long as my next fuel stop's within 800 kilometres, I'm quite happy. I don't have to stress about fuel, worry about jerry cans, all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And food was another thing.
Yeah, food was $2,430, but that was also like going out for dinner and buying drinks and
And we did that we did that too many times.
Yeah, we did that too many times. Really, we should be only doing it like once a week or something.
So
but
we're going to try
where
for that.
we went, some places were so hot that you couldn't cook anyway, so you just had to go and buy dinner we had fruit salad and yogurt or something
For
like
dessert,
that
yeah.
for dessert. Well, dinner. Virtually, yeah, and. So we're going to cut down on going out for dinner a lot, yeah.
So it was very, like when we had free stays near pubs, it was just so
easy,
enticing to go into the pub and have a counter meal, like dinner. And it was
drinks, and instead of it costing us like $34 or something for the night, we ended up having to pay $70 because we bought dinner and drinks but it was still lovely.
Yeah. And camping, speaking of camping, although we had a couple of free spots, we did tend to stay more in caravan parks than we should have.
Yeah.
Mainly because the places we were staying on the south coast of South Australia were actually big towns. So that cost us $1,789 for camping, which was covered the envelope, donation and envelope sites as well as fully fledged caravan parks.
Yeah.
And we also spent $460 on tours.
Yeah.
Mine tours and
the
dinosaur thing. That was very expensive, $75 a person.
Yeah. But well worth it.
Well worth it. It was really an eye-opener. Well done up there.
And the Mount Isa mine, that was expensive too. Good. But that was like for 4 hours, it was worth it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was actually good value for money.
Yep.
And we spent $1,390 on other things like souvenirs, presents for the grandies, medicines, and that also included $400 for the ferry across the Gulf.
Yes. Yeah.
From the Fleur Peninsula across to the other one.
So $900 virtually for miscellaneous stuff.
Yeah, gifts and stuff. So that's our holiday summary. $1,085 a week, which is a pretty good average, and we're going to try and knock that down a bit by number one, staying in more free camps, and number two, by not going out to dinner. But more than once.
Hopefully the fuel's not as expensive either.
Yeah, fuel hopefully come down.
Because you're filling up like twice a week, so there's like nearly $500 worth of fuel for that.
That's
so
true.
really, $500 when you think about it. Yeah.
Pretty close to budget.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see you when we start our phase 2 holiday, which we're leaving home on Thursday.
What day is Thursday?
I don't know. Doesn't matter. Thursday after Anzac Day. And we'll...
29th.
Yeah, episode 26.
Oh, no, 28th, I think.
Episode 26 will be our first of our phase 2 holiday.
Yes.
Which we hope to be away from home 4 months. 4 months.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys.
See ya.
Have fun.